That series is going to be the most funnest series of the whole playoff.
At least in the first round.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. We are here. It is Monday. It is time to talk sports. Got myself here moderating tonight, and we got Raja Anthony Ali. How you feeling tonight, my brother?
Man, I'm feeling excited. Playoff basketball is back, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm excited. A lot of baseball games happening, so that's also a cool thing as well. So I'm ready to talk whatever we're ready to talk, man. I'm excited.
All right. And scale of 1 to 10, what's your mental on today?
I would say a 7, you know, and it's trending up. Like one thing about me, when the weather's nice, I feel good. So I'm glad that the weather's feeling really good and spring is back. And yourself?
I'm I'm about a 7 myself. Just tired. Just real
Gotcha.
tired today. Um, so I'm just ready to get it started so we can do what we do.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
And today we're gonna start by talking about a team that's under a lot of scrutiny. That's the Los Angeles Lakers. They have been in in a temperamental spot, all season. Um, they did take game one, but the Rockets lost Kevin Durant, at least for that game, and potentially the whole series. What are your thoughts on that game? And if KD doesn't return, do they have a shot in this series?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I had a shot for the Los Angeles Lake Show, regardless if KD was playing or not. And the reason why is because I don't believe in the Houston Rockets this season. I think without a point guard, they can't win a series. And we witnessed this happen before when KD lost James Harden and Kyrie Irving during the playoffs when he played in Brooklyn. And it's sad because you know what, KD, as talented as he is, there's a lot of maturity that a lot of maturity issues that he have, and he said some things and kind of broke up the locker room during the regular season, and now kind of spilled over into the playoffs. And I don't know exactly what injury he's dealing with, but from what I'm hearing from some beat reporters, is that he's not coming back this series. And if they don't have KD, you can pretty much hang it up because LeBron is stepping into that role of being a leader for whatever it's worth. He's helping all these people step up, like DeAndre Ayton. He stepped up during this game. Luke Kennard, he stepped up. He played point guard. You have other key pieces out there that stepped up, like Rui Hachimura. All these players that people kind of wrote off all stepped up during this playoff game and found a way to win in a very, very fashionable way. And LeBron showed us he's one of the greatest, if not the greatest. So that's my take. I think that the Rockets, they're probably going to be eliminated, and I'll give them 6 games, but they're definitely not going 7. Uh, but in reality, I think they could be wiped out in 5.
Well, we've seen LeBron do this before. We've seen him win games, win series without much help. And I
Yep.
believe that, you know, based off of this game, I'm looking at only 8 players scoring the whole game.
Mm.
Hachimura, LeBron, Kennard, Aiton, Smart, Vanderbilt, La Rivera, and Hayes. And they did it. I'll say to me, it's kind of like the Rockets are kind of like this is not an insult, but they're like Maroon 5. Everyone knows Adam Levine, but not everyone knows all the other members of the group, right? Like that. Everyone knows Kevin Durant, but they don't know the other members of the group like that.
Yeah.
So to me, the Rockets, and from what it sounds like, is you believe they don't have an identity. Um, I believe in order for them to win, like Sam Goon has a lot of the same tools the Joker has,
Right.
but he's not the Joker. He doesn't move as fast. He's not as agile. He doesn't shoot as well. He doesn't pass as well. Like I said, I've always like to me. I've always said like before, Andre Iguodala was like LeBron, but just he wasn't as good. Like he
Right.
wasn't as dominant. Like he could do a lot of things LeBron could do, but he couldn't do it the same way with the same effectiveness.
Yeah.
Um, and it's the same thing here with Sangoon. That's going to become your guy until Kevin Durant returns. Now, once they get, FVV back, I think that'll help them form an identity. That'll help them, excuse me, figure out who they are. But as for currently, this series right now in real time, if KD doesn't return, it's not like the Rockets were blown out. Like it's not like the Lakers really like won by 15 or 20 or 25. They won by
Right.
like nine or like 9 points. So
Hmm.
with that being said, I think I agree with you. Without Kevin Durant, this is a 6 game series. If he is to return, depending on when, they could go 7. But if he don't return, based on what I'm seeing here and what I know, 7 games, 6 games is my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Now,
that's respect. That's respectful.
if the Lakers win this series, though, that's it. It's over. Because now your consolation is okay. You won a series, but now you get to play San Antonio. You get to play San Antonio.
Uh yeah. No. I rather not. I rather you know what? And it's so funny because the playoffs, it's like you're gonna run into a buzzsaw regardless. Because either you're gonna play San Antonio or you're gonna play OKC. You're gonna play one of the guys in the second round. And honestly, I'd rather have San Antonio over OKC at this point because maybe you can sneak a couple wins in there. Not saying you're gonna win the series, but you can at least get one or maybe two.
Well,
So
OKC's chemistry is crazy.
yeah,
It
they're
doesn't
like a
matter who
well-oiled
doesn't
machine.
matter who's on the floor.
Yeah,
So when you look at that, you take that into account. Excuse me. It's going to be difficult. Now,
yeah,
not saying San Antonio don't have chemistry, but they're not defending a title, right? They're not
right.
fresh off of a championship from the previous season. So when I look at that, it's like, what are we doing? We're gonna see what happens with that.
Yeah,
Because it's definitely going to be interesting to say the least.
yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree. And in my opinion, to kind of like segue into the series with the Spurs versus the Trailblazers. I watched the game last night, and I think they can potentially go 4 games. It may be 5, but I got the Spurs winning in 4. If those guys are well rested and they go up against the Lakers next round, then I have them do a 5 game series in that as well. And it kind of becomes one of those things of who can stay the healthiest when it comes down to the Western Conference Finals. Because that Western Conference Finals, in my opinion, is going to be OKC versus the Spurs. And I know we kind of like separate ways, go our separate ways with this, but OKC, they haven't successfully beat the Spurs this season. I mean,
I
they
think I
beat
think
them.
they got. I thought they got 1 game on them.
Oh, they got 1 game. Okay,
I think they
so
met
one
4 times and
one
they
out.
got that last one. I'm
Yeah,
listening.
so
Just
I
I'm
think
going to turn my TV down because it's.
yeah, it's all good. So I think they played them 4 or 5 times, including the play-in. I mean the what do you call that mid-season tournament that they had, the NBA Cup, and
Yeah.
they beat them. They beat them. They beat them in the NBA Cup, and they showed that they're a more dominant team. Once again, you can't stop Wimby. The closest person that can stop Wemby is Chet Holmgren. And if you know the history between Chet and Wemby, those two guys go back to like high school days. They was playing each other in the Olympics, like the under I think 17 or 18 Olympics, and they battled, man. I mean, Chet he just can't beat Wemby. He never beat Wemby. So it's one of those type of things where it's like, okay, what exactly is OKC going to do in that conference finals if they make it that far? Which I'd have them winning it, but I mean have them going up against the Spurs. But what can they do to beat the Spurs? Because and another thing I'm gonna add, last but not least, they got 7 players that are scoring double figures, that's averaging double figures, with that team. They're starting 5 plus 2 people coming off the bench.
Yeah. Well, here's what I'll say. A lot of those wins, and I had to look this up. So the Spurs and OKC, they played each other 3 times in a 12-day period.
Okay.
In the beginning of the season. All in December. Well, not the beginning, but December. Right. December 13th, December 23rd. Then they played on Christmas Day. And then January 13th, they got their lick back. And then the Spurs beat them again in the Cup. So you're right. It was 4 times. I didn't realize they played 5 games. So they played 5 games. And the Spurs won 4 out of 5. Now, it's really hard to beat a team 8 times in one season. It is. It is. And the other thing is, and then that team then isn't the same team we're seeing now. Neither is the Spurs. So I would say that it can go either way. But to me, I think OKC has a little edge only because they have championship pedigree, because they won a championship.
Right.
San Antonio does not have that. Now, they could very easily lose that series.
Okay.
And it's going to go 7. I'm just stating my opinion of that beating a team 8 times. It's not impossible. Not impossible, but it's going to be difficult. And as this year, and now we know what they do, how they roll with Victor Wembanyama. Now the question is, well, his health, how can he go through a long playoff run? You've went through the season, they've protected you, but let's be honest, when you get to the playoffs, that protection goes. Your ass needs to be on the floor. Right. You can't have a 35-minute limit. There may be games where you need to play every minute. I mean, one of the best performances I've seen, and you'll agree with this, was that game 6 or 7 or whatever game it was where KD's foot was on the line. That game he played every minute. He played every minute. And, he had like 40-something points, 15 assists, a bunch of boards. So those are and you see, I ain't a KD guy, but I can respect the performance like that. And when you get into these playoffs, you have to be eligible to give a performance like that any given night. Any given night. You're trying to win 16 times so you can hold up that trophy. And to me, Western Conference Finals, we're still obviously far away from that. Not far, but far.
Yeah.
You got to win 7 more games, and you may have to play 14 games to get to that to there, and that's if you survive. So that's my only thing with Wemby is, can he withstand playoff basketball? Because it's more physical, it's faster, and it's more grueling. And like I said, teams can hone in on you and say, okay, we lost by 3, but we can make these adjustments and see if that works. So that's the only thing. you're not wrong in what you're saying because they could very well win the series. But OKC, I just it's kind of like right now it's like picking against the Undertaker before the streak was broken. Like like it just kind of like that.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing. It's like, okay, and we gotta look at it like this, Mike. We're asking for a tall task, okay? We're asking for the a young team, OKC Thunder, right? They got some vets on there. They got
Right.
Hartenstein. They got Alex Caruso. They got some vets. So I'm not saying they're super young, but they're young, right?
Right.
We're asking them to go back to back championships. I mean, we know that's one of the hardest things to do in professional sports is to win a repeat championship. Okay. Now I say that because as much as we love to give OKC credit because they run their team like a well-oiled machine. I mean, you'll see like 8 players score like double figures. You'll see people coming off the bench hitting threes. Like they just don't miss a beat, right? We also got to keep in mind that they're just one injury away from everything changing as well. If Chet Holmgren goes down, if Shea Gilgis goes down, not wishing them bad luck or bad health, but what I'm saying is just as much as we're like watching and monitoring what happens with Wemby, we also got to monitor what happens with the superstars out there at OKC, and that changes everything. So with that being said, even with them healthy, I still have the Spurs beating the OKC Thunder because of their length and their size and their defense. See, that's one thing OKC doesn't have. They don't have the size and the defense that the Spurs have. When you got somebody like, of course, Wemby, and then you got somebody like Stephon Castle playing the wing and can defend, and then you got somebody like, let's say, Keldon Johnson, or even someone like a point guard like Fox, De'Aaron Fox. He can still like. There's so much defense there that I honestly believe that OKC would have to go 7 games and see who wins type situation with the Spurs if they do win. It's going to come down to 7 games because it's going to be very physical. It's going to be very fast paced, and if they find a way to steal that home court advantage, it's going 7.
Mm. Well, yeah, I mean, listen, it's gonna be entertaining regardless. So
Oh yeah,
we got to go with it.
yeah.
We got
We
to
got a
rock
good
it.
play. We got a good playoffs. This year, it's really exciting.
So I was able to turn on the Celtics yesterday
Hmm.
and the Sixers. A dude is Embiid out the whole series.
I believe so. They saying that he's dealing with the injury. I forgot what the injury is, but I believe he's out the whole series.
I'm gonna say this because my take ain't very long on this. This game was statutory and it was very cringe. Um, in my opinion, and if Will and R&B were here, they would hate what I'm about to say. But in my opinion,
Hmm.
Celtics are the favorites.
I agree.
The
I
Celtics,
agree.
the Celtics are, and I mean, listen, and
And I hate to hear it, but it's the truth.
I know you're not a Celtic guy.
I hate everything Boston.
Well, you had to deal with Tom Brady for years, so he's messed it all up for
Yeah.
everyone.
Yep.
But I'll say this, we even us on the show and the preview show left
Hmm.
Celtics dead in the water,
Yeah. Yep.
and they Jalen Brown said, "Nah, niggas, I'm here. I got this. I'm gonna hold this fort down," and he did. My
He did.
man went and shot with lethal shooter, improved his shot. My man learned how to go left. Like
Yep.
he
He
was
worked on
playing,
his left hand. Yeah.
like he was definitely playing balling this season. And you know, I was real skeptical about Tatum returning, but he came back and he just walked right into the place, and now he's looking like he never left.
Right.
And I'm looking, and to me, he's taking some smarter shots. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Still kind of a little wacky, but overall, they got a lot of pieces there with Pritchard, and then you got the center Omoreta. I don't know how to pronounce it. You got him there. You got shooting. You got
They got
defense.
Vucevic.
Oh, yep. I forget they traded for him.
Right.
So
They got a squad.
they got a lot going for them. And to me, Detroit is good, but once again, they're young, and the Celtics are off a championship. What they won 2 years ago?
2 years ago, yeah.
They got championship pedigree.
Yeah.
People were ready to give up on Tatum and Brown, and they were like, nah, you ain't giving up on us. We're
Yeah.
champions now. And you know what? They looking to win another one, and I damn well think they could if they keep playing like that. I mean, you're gonna get what? You're gonna get the winner of that 4 or 5 matchup, and that comes with what is that matchup? 4 or 5 over there.
I think they get the Knicks, don't they?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, because they're second, so they would get the Knicks in the second round,
Right.
unless the Hawks pull it out, and then they go to Detroit if Detroit's able to win their series. So, but
Right.
yeah, I think the Celtics are up to some ish,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you, it's going to be an entertaining ride for them.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. And it's sad because we wrote them off at a time we didn't really fully believe in anything that was happening out in Boston. I mean, because look,
Mhm.
Jason Tatum went down with the Achilles injury. We didn't really see a second quote unquote star to back up with Jaylen Brown. Because remember, there was a time when people were like, who's better, Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum? There was a time people used to talk about that right before they won
Mhm.
the championship. It was like, who's better? And then all of a sudden, they both stepped up and became like 1A and 1B pretty much. But when Tatum went down with the Achilles injury, nobody saw the role players stepping up the way they did. I mean, you got players like you said, Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, people like Shireman, but Baylor Shireman stepping up, dropping 30 points at a random game. Like they're just dudes that like look like creative players. That's on NBA 2K, just coming out and dropping buckets. He's like, yo, I didn't
Yeah,
know this dude was in the NBA.
the Celtics just hired him from Walmart, man.
That's what I'm saying. It was a Walmart hire. They went outside Boston. Out there, it was like, yo, y'all want to hoop? It was like, yeah, why not? Found a whole bunch of white dudes out there that can shoot threes. And you're like, wait a minute. Where did these guys come from? Baylor Shireman, I had no idea he even played in the NBA. I had no idea. Luka Garza played last year on their team, but this dude is like the sixth man coming off the bench. You got Derek Harper's son, um, Ron Harper Jr. I think that's yeah. Is it Ron Harper? He's a Harper. I know that. He's related to the Harper on the Spurs. Is that Ron Harper, right? Ron Harper Jr.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Ron Harper Jr. coming off the bench from the G League, hitting threes. You're like, yo, who are these guys?
Where'd
Who
y'all
are
come
these guys?
from?
So the Boston Celtics, I gotta give Missoula his props, man. I don't like the guy as far as like his personality. I think his personality sucks. Um, but as far as coaching, he's one of the best coaches in the NBA. He deserved Coach of the Year Because think about it, nobody, and I mean nobody, had Boston as the number 2 or number 1 seed or the number 1 contending team. Nobody had them listed.
No one even had Boston in like the top 6.
Didn't they say they was going to miss the playoffs this season? They said, oh, they
Yeah,
might miss the playoffs. This
yeah, they
might
were
be a
gonna be
rebuild.
they were gonna be a playing team.
Yeah. So shout out to Missoula. Shout out to Jaylen Brown. And then one more thing I want to add in. I think the
Yeah,
NBA did Jaylen Brown dirty.
how so?
He deserved the MVP nod. He deserves at least a nod. I'm not saying he deserved to win it, but if you're going to put Victor Wembanyama in that conversation for MVP, and I'm not saying that he's not MVP worthy because he is, but you also got to include him in the top 3 as well. So you got to knock one of them out. You got to knock out Jokic or Luka.
When I look at the word valuable, okay,
Yeah,
valuable is the key word in MVP.
right.
If you took Luka away from the Lakers, could they have made some noise? Sure.
Yeah,
If you take Wemby away from the Spurs, could they have made some noise? Sure.
yeah.
You take the Joker away, could they make some noise? That one's a
No,
little question. That one's a little
no.
questionable.
Yeah,
That
I
one's
don't.
quite. That's a little questionable. Like I would say that they could keep their head above water, but without him, they're a different team. But I can assure you, if they did not have Jaylen Brown, the Celtics would definitely be in the bottom 5 of the Eastern Conference because he stepped up and brought value to his
Yes,
team. To
yes.
me, I'm sorry, you know, he's the most valuable player of the players. Um,
Exactly.
so like to me, I'm not mad at the other 3. You already know they're there, they're gonna be there. But
Yeah,
Jaylen Brown brought the most value to a situation that was shitty.
yeah. I'm going to even add on a little bit more to that, and we can move on after this topic. But I want to
Mhm.
add on to that valuable part. If it wasn't for Jaylen Brown playing as good as he did, or good as he did during the regular season, even up to the point of the trade deadline, they don't go out and get Vucevic. They don't go out and get Vucevic because you got to
Mhm.
remember they had a plan on rebuild this season. They told
Yep.
everybody that. They said we're in rebuild mode. With Jason Tatum out, we're more focused on developing a young player. Fine. So what did they do? They traded away Tingus Pingus, aka aka Porzingis.
Tingus is crazy.
Remember when he got drafted? They called him that. They said, "Who the is this Tingus Pingus dude?"
Pingus.
Tingus Pingus. They traded away. They traded him away. They got rid of Porzingis, Kristaps Porzingis. They traded him to the Warriors, which I don't think works at all. But whatever. They put like I said, these random centers in the middle, like Luca Garza. They grabbed up a few other players. What's the name left last season, I believe. Luke Cornett. So they didn't have a big man. They didn't have a big man.
And they
So they
lost
went out.
Horford too.
They lost Al Horford. Was it 2 seasons ago?
Was that 2? Wasn't last season?
It might have been last season. I'm not sure. My seasons are starting to blend in. But my point is, they lost all their bigs. They lost every one of their bigs that was a veteran that could potentially help them as far as paint protection. Now, with that being said, when they got Vucevic, I was shocked. I was like, oh, wow, that was a really good pickup because remember, Vucevic is a former All Star, and he was just playing in a crappy situation out there in Chicago.
Yeah.
So for them to pick him up, bring him to the Celtics, for him just to be a paint protector, I thought that was perfect. I'm like, that's perfect for the Celtics. That's all they need because they got the perimeter shooters, they got the guard. They just need to figure out how to get the defense in the middle. So I was
Absolutely.
happy they picked them up. So with that being said, going back to what I was originally saying about Jaylen Brown, if it wasn't for Jaylen Brown being Jaylen Brown this season and stepping his game up, they don't go get Vooch. So
He's the only Brown that hasn't started no trouble
yet.
yet.
Yet. Because low key, I do feel like the NBA got it out for him. I'm saying that because he don't follow the rules. If you notice, he low key goes against the rules.
Well, I mean, like I said, his last name is Brown.
You got a point. All the Browns: Orlando Brown, Bobby Brown,
Chris
Chris
Brown,
Brown,
Antonio
James
Brown,
Antonio Brown, James Brown.
James Brown. If your last name's Brown, you are a troublemaker.
Yeah, you are definitely a troublemaker. You don't follow no rule.
None. You'd be like, nah, I'm good.
Oh man,
I'm
shout out to
good.
all the Browns, man. Talented bunch.
So I kind of look at this next game. Um, and like I said, I didn't really watch. They only lost by 13, but I don't really want to so much talk about the game as much as what I read. So I'm reading
Okay.
that James Harden is expected to opt out and become a free agent, and Donovan Mitchell is
Mhm.
potentially going to go onto the trade block. Um,
Mhm. Mhm.
what what are your thoughts on that? Obviously the Raptors aren't gonna win this series. Like Cleveland
Yeah,
should win this series in
they
5 games.
should.
But those are two storylines that came up that I seen either over the weekend or towards the end of last week.
Right.
Harden expected to opt out, and um, Mitchell on the trade block.
Okay. Who do they face if they win this series? When they win this series, I shouldn't say if. When they win this series,
So
who do they
when
go
they
up against
win,
potentially?
they got to play the lower. Well, it depends. If they got to play the higher seed, unless someone
Okay.
underneath them wins, so they would
So I
have
think
to play Detroit.
yeah, Detroit or the Orlando Magic. All right. Here's the thing, right? And this is my personal opinion. I'm gonna make it really short and simple. If James Harden can't get to the Eastern Conference Finals with this type of team, then I don't think he's ever going to make it to the conference finals ever. And I'm not saying win the East. What I'm saying is get to the Eastern Conference Finals, and that applies. The same applies with Donovan Mitchell because Donovan Mitchell never been out of the second round. He never made it to any East or Western Conference Finals. So if both of those guys cannot find a way to get to the Eastern Conference Finals, then they're never going to make it unless they become like a super team somewhere. Because number one, the number one team is the Detroit Pistons, and we're going to get to them in a minute. But they're going up against the Magic, and whoever wins that series is going to go 5 or more games. Whoever wins that series is going to go against Cleveland, right? Because that's the next one up. Now, with James Harden being in his 30s and wanting to opt out, that is insane. Because teams are not going to be banging down the door to go get James Harden. They're not. He's injury prone. He's old, and his beard stinks. Okay, teams are not teams are not going to go after James Harden like that. They're going to offer him some type of discount, or they're going to say, "Look, you can either sign with the Cavs or take it or leave it" type situation, because they're not going to pick up James Harden. Now, as far as Donovan Mitchell go, if James Harden leaves, I agree. You need to blow this team up. Blow this team up. Get rid of Donovan Mitchell. See what you can get out of that. Get some draft picks because this man cannot get out of the second round if you can't win with him. So that's my opinion on it. I feel like it's a trap if they go to the second round and then they go up against, like, let's say they go against the Pistons, right? I feel like it's a trap because the Cavs, they're not a good team. They're
No,
not. So
well, I think that Cleveland is in trouble still.
Okay.
and they need to do something to win this series or to be able to be successful. Um, James Harden walks away. He becomes oh my god. Oh, I forgot the word I'm looking for.
Free agent.
No, 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 no. It's a he becomes radioactive.
Okay.
That's what I
Mm-hmm.
was looking for. Because
Gotcha.
like, think about it, his whole career, he's been on what, like 8 teams now, 6 teams.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you had OKC, you had Houston, you had the Clippers, you had the Sixers, you got the Cavs. I miss a team.
The
The
Nets.
Nets. The Nets. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's been on 6 teams,
Yeah.
and now you've played for 1/5 of the teams in the league. So now, what does that leave you with?
Hmm.
Where do you go? As for Donovan Mitchell, like yo, you're waste his prime's being wasted. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's like this day and age's Vince Carter. Like you're just wasting your prime.
Yeah.
Um, and I mean Carter had good years on the Nets and became a better shooter ultimately, but
And
still,
made it to the finals.
did they make it to the finals
I,
under
bel I
with
believe
that
they did.
team? I don't remember
Was that?
them making
I know they
making.
went up against. I don't know if it was a team who went up against the Lakers. Remember there was the Lakers and Nets one year.
Yeah, but they were still in Jersey. Or no, I
Yeah.
mean that was no. I'm sorry, that's not what I meant to say. That was like was that '02? I'm pretty sure Vince Carter wasn't on that team. I
I
could be
got it.
wrong,
I got it.
but
Yeah. We gotta look that up. But I know he made. I know he was playing his best basketball with the Nets. But I hear what
absolutely,
you're saying.
absolutely. So now Donovan Mitchell will also be radioactive,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's just
But he's still young though. He's still in his 20s.
oh
You
yeah,
know, I think with Donovan Mitchell, then this is just my opinion. I think if he goes to the right situation, he could be a perfect number two.
oh absolutely,
I don't think he's a
absolutely.
number one. I never thought he was the number one.
I mean, hell, I'm sure he wouldn't want this, but I mean, listen, Toronto's here for a reason. They got
Oh yeah.
ballers.
Oh
He
yeah.
could
Their team
definitely
is
he
serious.
could he could definitely go in there and make some noise,
Yeah.
you know. But it's just gonna be difficult. Excuse me. It's just gonna be difficult for Cleveland moving
Right.
forward.
Yeah.
Definitely. So let's talk about your boy, the Joker.
Oh man.
So
The greatest in the NBA right now. Go ahead. Let's go.
so I was when I looked at the game, like at the score at halftime, it was tied at like 62.
Right.
And I'm looking, and we know what Minnesota brings to the table.
Mm-hmm.
We know, but man, Nikola Jokic triple double. Murray had 30.
Mm-hmm.
They were doing the damn thing, and
Right.
I would do not pick the Timberwolves for this series at all,
No.
but I think it's going to be a gentleman's sweep in favor of Denver. I think Minnesota will get one, maybe two.
I think they get six because they go back home. I think they get one, and then they go back to Denver, and I think they close it out maybe. But there's a possibility they could lose that in Denver. I think they still won in Denver.
Yeah, so they only lost by 11 points. So
Hmm.
it's not like they were blown out, but it's going to be interesting. And I think that if you're the Timberwolves, you got to find a way to slow down the Joker. You ain't going to stop him, but you got to find a way to slow him down. You got to, or else this is over and you'll be back to where you are. because I think the Timberwolves need to blow it up.
Yeah,
You've had Randall, DiVincenzo, you've got Gobert, Edwards, you got this group of guys, and you just haven't you hit your ceiling. Like, this is as far as you're gonna go. You're
yeah,
not gonna be able to get to anything else unless you either add a big piece, like Giannis, just to use an example, right? Like, not saying using him, saying you add him to the team, but you just need someone who can make a difference like him, or
yeah.
you blow it up and start over.
I
You
definitely agree.
blow
I
it up and
definitely
start
agree with
over,
that.
and it's going to be difficult. But I think that Denver's got this in 6 games at most. I'm going with 5, but I do believe a 6 game could happen.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what's crazy? Like a lot of people don't really view um Jokic as like the greatest player in the NBA right now. I say it in a way because I look at the numbers, but a lot of people don't because they see his game and it's kind of boring to be honest. It's under the rim. There's no flash to it. He's got some good passes and stuff like that, but there's nothing that stands out like someone like Anthony Edwards. Like this guy is amazing athletically, right? But think about this. He never played alongside an all-star until Jamal Murray became an all-star.
Yeah,
But someone like Anthony Edwards played alongside all-stars his whole entire career. And he still can't get over the hump. Like he's been to the Western Conference Finals. I'll give him that. But there's never been a time where you have the Minnesota Timberwolves as like the threat to take the West. You never have them in
right.
that conversation. And Anthony Edwards, when we talk about wasting their prime, I feel like he's wasting his prime, bro. I honestly believe if they don't find a way to get rid of Randall and get rid of Gobert, which is their biggest contract, I think, on the team, if they don't find a
Yeah,
way to get rid of those guys this season or going into next season, then Anthony Edwards is wasting his prime. He's playing in Minnesota. Minnesota is not a place where people want to play. It's too damn cold up there.
yeah. It's you're almost near Canada for Christ's sake.
Yeah,
And I just
you
wanted to
know?
say one thing to something you said.
Yeah,
The Joker's game is boring, but Tim Duncan's regarded as the greatest power forward ever by many, and he was Mr. Boring. Like,
yeah, he was super boring.
I
Oh my
mean,
God.
he was so boring. Like,
Mr.
like he,
Fundamental, they used to call him.
yes, like to me, I compare Tim Duncan to Fritos corn chips. They're plain and they're boring. Like there's no, and they're really salty and they're smelly. Like
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
not, they're not, there's no pizzazz or nothing. It's just really plain and boring. That's Tim Duncan. And the
yeah,
fact that he's like the same color as Fritos really bothers me.
yeah.
Yo, what are we doing? Like what are we doing here? What
Oh
what
man.
what what,
Oh.
what are we doing?
Yo, that's his name, Frito Lay's. Frito Lay Duncan. Oh, that shit's funny. You know what's so crazy? Like I watched him and Robinson, David Robinson, yesterday during the game. They were sitting next to each other, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I hate these guys. Like
Oh,
I respect them. I don't and don't please guys, audience, please don't take me wrong. Don't take me wrong. I'm not saying I hate them like because of who they are. I'm saying I hate watching them play.
oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
David Robinson, I actually appreciated his game. I actually like watching him play. But Tim Duncan, when the Spurs was winning back to back titles, man, that was the most boring freaking finals I've ever watched in my life. I
I
was
mean,
hoping and praying that the Lakers knocked them out.
bro, they were boring.
They were the
They,
worst team ever. They had the most boring uniforms, the black and gray uniforms. They had the most boring superstars. They had people like Boris Diaw on the team. You know,
the only one that was like exciting to watch was like Manu Ginobili
that was it. Manu
until
was the only.
he lost his hair. When he lost his hair, he became a different player.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah, when he was coming off the bench with no hair, yeah, he became low key boring. He became like he's like he's like that. He's like that motherfucker in the gym that just knows how to hoop. He be at Gold's Gym just hooping. You like, damn, get off the court
Like, just go away. Like,
for real.
why
Like
are
you don't
you?
want to. He come up in there with his freaking New Balances, his tube socks. Just got out of work. Just got off of work, and he just be dropping buckets like nothing flashy at all, like passes and buckets. You're like, how the fuck?
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, that's like,
that's what the Spurs was like, man. Very very boring team.
yeah, nah, I used to play with a guy like that. He would just hoop, like he would just be there. His name was Harry Colangelo. He was a great baller. But like,
Yeah.
bro, he would be in the gym just there playing
Yep.
basketball. So like he would do these parties at his house and we would all go over there and we would just play basketball and we're just
Yeah.
like, bro, like he would just shoot the ball. We're like, shit. We would just go get ready for defense again because
That's it.
dude would just shoot it, but then you get him in like a real like atmosphere, and you're like, damn, bro. Like when the pressure's on, he's another player.
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
man.
That's exactly what Mono Ginobili was, man. He would come off the bench, and you like, damn, not this dude again. Every time you'd be thinking that in your head, like, I don't want to see this dude because he plays unorthodox. He plays weird.
Yeah, and you can't people can't prepare for weird.
No, you can't prepare for weird. That's why Jokic works. And it goes back to Jokic because Jokic plays weird. He doesn't play normal like a normal big man. He's not fast.
Yeah.
He can't jump. He doesn't have a legit jump shot. Dude shoots like this. He shoots over his head like this.
Yeah, but by
And
the
it
time,
goes
yeah, he'd just be like, and you'd
you
be like,
yo,
damn, how's that shit go in? And it goes up high and it arcs. You're like, bro,
and it goes straight in. Did you see that picture of him during the playoff game against the Timberwolves when he shot like Peter Griffin?
no.
Oh, I gotta send it to you. Yo, he legit did the Peter Griffin. You know how Peter Griffin was shooting like this in the sideways?
Yeah.
He did that, and it went in.
What? I seen some crazy stuff he did where it was like he has back to the basket and he just turned, hit him with a little Dirk, a minor kick, and just went like this. And he just
That's what I'm saying. He's weird. He got like a weird way of shooting. I don't know. Shout out to Jokic, man. He should win the MVP, by the way. I've been preaching it all year. So I'm not bandwagon. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. He's the greatest center to ever play.
behind Kareem and Shaq, maybe.
Hell no. No. He's better than them. But we'll talk about that some other time.
Oh my God. Really? You gonna die on that hill, bro.
I swear on everything. Because you know what it is? Nobody can tell me he's not better when it comes down to his numbers. I don't care what you say.
I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying he's not better than Kareem or Shaq. That's all
He's
I'm
better.
saying.
He's better, bro.
Listen, he's in his prime. He's got more time to prove
Yeah.
more. So I can't knock him though. I do
If
like
he win a
Nicole.
couple more, if he wins a couple more titles, we're gonna start hearing he's the greatest ever. I'm telling you, the greatest player ever. If he wins a couple more, if he wins like what he got one so far, so if he wins like let's say 2 or 3 more,
He gets the 3 titles that puts him in the conversation. we can
That's
start
what I'm
having the
saying.
conversation.
That
That
conversation comes up.
that and the
Oh,
stats. That's what's important too, is having the accolades, right?
yeah,
Like you have to have them in order to be in
it's
the
must.
conversation, or you
Oh,
have to have something that makes you different. And I could say that like Kareem has the accolades and he had the skyhook. Shaq
okay.
got they changed the rules of the game for Shaq. Like there's no other center has or player even has really done something to where they had to change the rules. Um, no one, but the Joker has something too.
He's
Like
got
he
triple doubles. He changed how defense are
because
played.
because to me, like he's like this day and age is Dirk. Like, and I'm not comparing him, but like Dirk was ahead of
Yeah.
his time. Like he
Oh
would
yeah,
just
yeah, no
like
doubt.
he was ahead of his time, and that man was just a 7 foot guy that shot threes during that time was weird. And
Yeah.
so like to me, like I look at this now and I look at and I wouldn't not even so much the triple doubles. What I mean when I say he's got something different, like I said, Kareem had the hook shot, Shaq had the power.
Hmm.
Joker has a finesse that no other player has.
Right.
Like he does things that's I don't want to use the word smooth, but that's really the only word that fits because I think there's a better word. I just can't think of it right now. But he's
Yeah, you
just
said
got
it.
a,
I think it's finesse. I think that fits
like
perfectly.
he's got a smooth finesse that really just works. I mean, like think about it. He shoots, he can rebound, he can pass, he can,
Yeah.
I mean, he's a little bit of a liability defensively for a guy his size.
See
A
that?
little
I
bit.
knew you was gonna say that. I'm
A
glad you said
little
that
bit.
because he's averaging one steal and one block a game. That's not a liability. He just don't go out there showing that he plays effort with effort.
But what I mean is, okay, Wimbenyama is feared
Oh
defensively.
well, yeah, 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 yeah,
Rudy
yeah, yeah.
Gobert is feared. When I'm saying when you're 7 feet tall, there should be some kind of fear for you defensively. I'm not saying he doesn't play defense. I'm not saying
Right.
that at all. I'm just saying he's a little bit of a liability.
Okay,
But
that's fair.
the
I
other
guess.
thing is too, and I this is in his favor to the conversation. He plays more minutes than both those guys.
Yes.
So to me,
Yes.
his liability defensively could be because he plays more minutes, you know. But the other thing is that nigga don't care. Like when they won I have never seen a player win a championship and Kirk Cousins the championship. He did not care.
Yeah.
They were interviewing this man after, and they're like,
He really
they're
didn't
like, oh,
want to
you
be
ready for
there.
the parade? He's like, parade? What? There's more?
He really
I
didn't
just
want
want,
to be there. I just want to go
you
home and be with the horses.
he really didn't want to be there. Oh,
No.
now you say that, I just a sidebar. Please
Yeah.
tell me you seen Jay Uso on It Is What It Is with Cameron.
Yo, thank you for bringing this up. Thank you for bringing this up. Let me say something to you, okay? And this is from
Yeah,
a very, very casual, I watch highlights type wrestling kind of guy, me, right?
yeah,
I appreciate that, but I also hate it at the same time. I'm gonna tell you
okay,
why. Because Jay Uso is a wrestler's wrestler. Like he's somebody that I respect. If I see him on TV and I happen to, be, flipping through the channels and I see him, I'm watching this match. But to
okay.
bring, but to bring Cameron, somebody who's never taken a bump, who never took a chop to the chest, nothing, to bring him into a situation like It Is What It Is, and to pull a promo like that was trash. It looked
Hmm.
horrible. And if they didn't want to make it look fake, then I mean, if they wanted to make it look real, they failed because it looked fake as shit. And I didn't like it.
Well, when you say the word fake, as someone who's an avid wrestling fan, I like to use the word staged.
Okay,
or predetermined. And there's not a knock on anyone who wants to use the word fake. Me, just from that perspective of a fan who watches regularly, I like to use one of those two words. And I'll say this is like you could tell from the beginning it was weird. Like I went back and watched the whole thing because I had seen the clip and I'm like, what led to that? Like,
right.
Exactly. Like what led to that? And you could just see like Cameron was like just doing Cam things through this whole interview. And then he's just like, yo, who would you rather be in a tag team with your brother or by yourself? He goes, I'd rather be with my brother. And he goes, yeah, you can't do it by yourself anyway. Like just taking those subliminal Cam shots. I'll send it to you. It's like 9 minutes. But it's entertaining. And then like the girl in there, she's trying to like moderate and like make it all right. And he's like, yo, Nick, I've had it. Oh, he's like, I've had it with this. He was like, oh, hold on. Why didn't I bring him on? Hold on. There we go. He's like, yeah, yo. He's like, yo, Nick. He's like, I'm tired of you bringing me. He's like, I'm tired of you bringing me Saturday WrestleMania niggas. I need me a Sunday WrestleMania nigga. I need me a Sunday WrestleMania nigga. He's like, and he gets up, right? And he's like, I don't care. I don't care about you. I don't care what the Oos is cooking.
Yeah, he said, yeah.
I'm not smelling what the Oos is cooking, B.
Yeah, I'm not smelling what the Oos is cooking. And yo, he just goes. And in terms of that, like, yeah, you could tell it was staged, but bro, it was hella entertaining. Like if you watch it and you see what led up to that part, like if you watch it just that part with no substance, you'll be like, man, that was kind of stupid. But if you watch the whole thing and what led to that point, it was hella entertaining. Cam gonna be Cam. Like,
what happened to him being there?
What? Oh, who knows? I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened.
You think they purposely didn't have him show up to make it look like it ain't a work?
I wouldn't doubt that. Because to me, go ahead, Rod.
My bad. I'm sorry to cut you off. I got to say, to answer that, I also think it's got something to do with ESPN.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because Cam and Nature's show is not connected to ESPN.
Yeah, and wasn't there some shit recently that came out where they were saying something about Cam almost had a deal with ESPN or something like that? They felt they didn't like something or some shit like that. Something made it fall through.
Well, when you look at certain things, okay, and I'm understanding now that WWE is under the TKO brand. I can absolutely say, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. This WrestleMania was awful to watch, mainly because the Super Bowl is contracted for 45 to 50 minutes of commercials, and WrestleMania had well over an hour, maybe to an hour and a half between both nights. 4 minutes a clip.
I don't want to pay all that money for these subscriptions and have to sit up and watch ads. Just give me the old school pay-per-view. Give me the old school pay-per-views where y'all showing me the little movies that culminates to this big match. What happened to that? What happened to the video playbacks that it seemed like the only thing we get it for is the main events or the title matches.
Right.
I need one for every story. I don't want to watch these freaking ads.
Right. So when I look at this now there's too many hands in the pot. So like I appreciate where wrestling has gone because they are getting more exposure on ESPN. They're getting more exposure on these podcasts. Shannon Sharp was in Vegas doing interviews for WrestleMania. You had them all on First Take, sitting down with Stephen A. Like there was a lot of good things that I liked, but the things branching hip hop and wrestling, is crazy. But you take it to R&B's point, you take everyone's money, right? You take their money and then you just give them crap. Like, bro, there were matches that were 7 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and then you have me watch all these ads. Then on top of that, they didn't even fill the arena. Like there was a section of the arena to like if you're looking at the stage to the left of it, it was closed off because they didn't sell the tickets between the prices and everything. And it's sad because wrestling fans are like dedicated. Like I love wrestling. I'm not, I still watch regularly, but I'm not like dedicated to it, but some like that. Some people, when it's dedicated, there was a guy I knew, Fred. He was so dedicated. He would go to pay-per-views and he would take vacation days, buy a plane ticket, and go wherever the pay-per-view was because he liked to collect those chairs. They have those collectible chairs. He has like 80 or 90 of them. I'm like, bro. He goes, yeah, man. He goes, I fly everywhere. He goes, I'm a private contract. I can take whenever I want. Oh, that damn echo.
Well, let me ask you guys this, because damn it. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. Let me ask you guys.
Am I the only one hearing my echo?
No, I don't really hear.
I hear your echo.
Now you're echoing.
Who, me?
No, you're not. Me and R&B are. So Roz, come back in.
All right.
Yep.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah. We can hear.
All right.
We can hear.
Okay. No, quick question. I wanted R&B to be on too because I wanted to ask him, but he can, get on after this.
Well, he's trying to get rid of that. He's coming back now.
Testing.
Yeah, you good.
I still hear it.
You hear it? You hear it,
Yes,
Mike?
yes, no, Rod, you try coming back now.
All right.
Testing.
Yeah.
It's always Raj.
What the fuck? No, we've been on for like almost an hour before you came on and it didn't echo. So I guess maybe when that third, well, you're working late, I see. So I figured you guys.
I'm moving. Remember I told y'all I was moving this. Yeah.
You did say that.
Actually, just finishing the last freaking little bit. Got the cats in the back and everything.
All right. Yeah, let's see. Roger's back. You did say that. All right. What are you doing, phone? Nah, my phone just made noise. Rod, you there? Oh, it says he's there, but he ain't there.
Well, he froze as hell.
Let's take that off. Let's try this one. Where'd my damn thing go? My mouse. Over here trying to do two things. Up there he is. All right.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. I hear an echo from you, Mike.
The echo went away when you went out. It's bad.
All right.
Rod's like that one nasty friend that bring roaches to your house. He bring echoes.
Hell no. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. I don't hear echo. Oh no, it's back. There.
Yeah, it's got to be my headphones. Can you guys hear the echoes?
Man, we need to invest in you a laptop, man.
It was fine. It was just ask Mike, was it fine before you came on the show? It was fine.
Go fund me at Raj Ali for a laptop.
I will take funds though. That I will do. Tax free, hell yeah. Damn it. All right. Take this. This thing. All right, can you guys hear me now? No echo?
Yes, sir. No. I hear you. Still echo.
Damn it. All right. Let me just ask this question. Do you think that WWE is better off without ESPN and the connection with ESPN?
I can't say that they're not, but what I will say is yeah, that shit's bad. Not true.
Move the whole thing.
I don't know what's going on. It's like I'm hearing this shit super bad.
Can you guys hear me? This damn thing. Can you hear me? Yo. Yo, yo, yo. Yo. Can you hear me, bro? Yo, yo. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, yo, yo. Yo, yo, yo. Yo, yo, yo. Yo, yo, yo.
You can hear me?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, but I hear echo. This is crazy.
Um, how about now? Is there an echo? Yo, yo, yo. Yo. Yo.
Still echo.
I can't get rid of it.
Was it echoing before I got here?
No, but I think part of it's my computer.
Oh, all right.
All right, hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I closed out my computer
Yeah, it went away.
altogether to see if that helped, but now I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Nope, hold on. Hold on. Try one more thing here.
cat.
Okay. What the hell?
Can you,
No,
can you hear me?
that is not what I wanted you to do at all.
Terrible pass. Might as well lay it up.
Let's see if that worked. You there?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
All right.
That I went. That was a freaking nightmare because my computer was picking up my computer and my phone at the same time, so that was contributing to the secondary echo.
Oh, okay, okay. I got you.
Yeah, so I was just like, "Yo, what the hell?" So I couldn't get. I had to close out the whole computer in order to get rid of the damn echo. Now I done moved everything on myself because I'm not like fully prepared to do this thing without my computer. So we're gonna try. Okay. I guess I'll just have to do like that. But so you had asked if I think that WWE is better without ESPN. 110% they are better without ESPN.
And
Um,
why?
well, the first thing about ESPN is, like I always say, it's a money grab. Um, they just really have their hands too far into the pot as opposed to what what they were doing before. They are invested in everything, and I understand that that's their business now. But they just have too much of an investment, and they're messing with storylines
Hmm.
and getting involved as this TKO.
Right.
And now you have all these prices and you're charging everyone all this money and you're not even putting up a product that anyone really wants to see. And I think they really need to just take a hard look in the mirror and say, okay, what are we doing that's wrong? What can we do? And until they are able to successfully answer those questions, this is where we stand. It's really just about money. Like, they signed for billions of dollars to take WWE,
Right.
and that's an issue. That's an issue. And I just hope at some point they come up with better stuff for their fans because it's like football. Now you have, 4, 5, 6, 7 different streamers in order to watch the sport, watch what you love.
Yeah.
That ain't right. That ain't right. And like I said, WrestleMania used to be such a good thing to watch. And yesterday was better than Saturday, but just the commercials are insane, bro.
Yeah.
They are insane. It's disgusting how many freaking commercials there were.
Yeah. Now I feel what you're saying. I just feel like most of the streaming services and the companies that are doing streaming services are leaning in that direction. Like they're saying, hey, you guys want it, then you got to pay this price. And if you guys still want to pay this price, you guys going to have to watch these commercials, watch these damn ads. Like
Well,
it's pretty much cable.
they got to pay the piper.
Yeah. Because think about this, right? When we were younger and we watched wrestling, there was only a handful of people making millions of dollars a year,
Hmm.
right? And it wasn't really quote unquote a household thing. Like it was, but you know what I'm saying. Like it wasn't as big as it is right now. Like I think right now internationally it's bigger than what it
Oh
was
yeah,
in the 1990s. So
absolutely.
with the visibility and the amount of people watching, there's a lot of money involved. There's a lot of big advertising dollars. So I think that plays a major role in how things go. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I'm just saying like as far as the business side of it, like even when you think about like Netflix and things like Hulu and stuff like that shit is crazy. How do you have a streaming service like Netflix and still have commercials?
Right. And
Like
that's what it comes down to is, Raw has commercials even on Netflix. Like
yeah,
even if you pay for a plan with no ads,
you're seeing these
like
ads. You're getting these ads.
in certain things, yes. But like if you're watching like regular shows, no. They're not gonna give you the ads if you pay for no ads. But
Right.
you watching these special events, these special fights, WWE, they gotta get paid. They gotta
Yeah.
make their money too.
Yeah.
And that's what they're getting at. They're gonna find a way to get their money, whether you like it or not.
Yep. And that's what I'm saying. It's a money grab. It's more or less about paying the paying the paying the athletes, excuse me, paying the athletes the money and also giving them the opportunity to make top dollar because they're thinking about 10, 15 years from now. They're not thinking about just paying the wrestlers that are currently there. They're thinking about the big time athlete that's coming up like 5 or 10 years from now
While
because
robbing
contract, huh?
while robbing us.
Right. Because guess what? The prices never go down. The
Never.
contract never goes down. It's like that with basketball. Like, think about it. When we saw Kobe Bryant get paid $20 million a year, you and I was like, well, I don't know, if you said it, but I know back in the days I felt this way. I was like, yo, $20 million to play basketball is crazy. Now
Hmm.
as basketball players, they get 20 million, they feel like they're getting played. So it's kind of like those.
20 mil to them's a smack in the face now.
Yeah, it's like what the like you got players like Cam Thomas who's out of the NBA because he didn't want to accept the $20 million contract.
It's like, bro, it's okay.
Like, just take it.
It's just, just take the damn money.
The
Like, who
Brooklyn Nets
cares?
off. Yeah, they offer him. I think it was like 22 million or something like that. He's like, hell no, I deserve 30. What? Just to play on one side of the court?
That's like, who was it? Oh my God. Oh, there was a player. He played for the Lakers. He's a guard. Was he, I don't think it was Rondo. They offered
Uh,
him a bunch of money, and then he wanted to bet on himself and try free agency, so he left.
oh, you're damn. Jalen's hurt. Oh, you're talking about he looks like Rondo Schroeder.
Dennis
Dennis Schroeder.
Schroeder, yes, thank you. He went out there. Lakers gave him big money.
Yeah,
He thought
they
he
all.
was more. He thought he was worth more. I
Yeah.
felt they over offered him.
Mm-hmm.
They over offered him all that money, and then he turned around, being like, "No, I'm
Yeah.
done. I'm not with it. I'm
He
not."
betted on himself.
And like, honestly, I'm all for that. But homie,
I'm not.
you, well, what I mean is, like, I'm for it, like in terms of like regular people like us,
Oh yeah. Well, see, we're
like
because we're trying to come up. He's
right.
already
But
there.
like for me though, like that situation, it's like, bro, they offering. Listen, a mofo can offer me $1 million to do a podcast tomorrow.
Right.
Guess what I'm gonna do?
Yeah.
Long as I'm not getting screwed, you gotta read your contract.
Yeah.
But if you offer me, if someone said to me tomorrow, I'm offering you 1 million straight up, no strings. If you bring the show here and we do it, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna
Right.
do. I'm gonna take that mill. I'm gonna take that mill. I'm gonna take
Yeah.
that mill with the quickness. Now, as a player, like you said, we're trying to come up. That works, right?
Right.
But when you are already there and it's like, bro, you know you're not a top tier guard. Like, I'm sorry. Like, and it's not a knock on him, but players know when they are not at a top tier level at their position.
Right.
So you have to know when to practice, like I say to people, shutting the fuck up.
Yeah.
Meaning, in this case, shut your mouth, go in there with your agent, your lawyer, whoever, sign the damn contract, take
Mm-hmm.
the bag, take the bag,
Yep.
and move forward. Like that, that's what, that's what you got to be on.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, so you went out there. I think the Lakers took him back for like 5 million. You
Yeah.
done
They
hurt
got him
yourself.
exactly. They got him for like a half of the price, or I think no, a quarter of the price that they offered him when they first offered him the deal. But see, the reason why I said I'm not for that is because exactly what you said. You know, if you're top tier worthy, you know if you're one of
Hmm.
the top 20 point guards in the game or top 10 point guards in the game, and he's not. He's probably top 50. He's probably top 15. I'll say top 15 because of the skill set on both sides. But you don't deserve to get paid X amount of dollars after they don't offer you X amount of dollars outside of your negotiation. It's called greed. We watch this happen all the time. That's the reason why the NFL got the franchise tag because these players they get in their head that they're the best thing ever, and then they're like, no, I'm not signing that deal. I'm not accepting it. And guess what happened? They get franchise tag, and they got to do it anyway. So it's almost like you're working for free, pretty much.
Right. And players don't like to do that, play on a franchise tag.
No,
Because you play on the franchise tag, you fuck around and get hurt. You got
yeah,
no guaranteed. You got nothing after that current season.
yep,
And
that's it.
you can end up being damaged goods.
Yeah, and it happens. Look at what happened to Des Bryant. Des Bryant wasn't he on a franchise tag when he got hurt?
Oh, with the Cowboys, yeah.
Yeah. So it happens. It happens to all big time players who feel like they're bigger than the program. Stay humble. That's the key. Stay humble. Like Dennis Schroeder should have stayed humble. He should have took the 20 plus million, walked away, did a 1 or 2 year deal, and then see where that would end up putting him. The reason why a lot of these players are out of the NBA, including Isaiah Thomas, not the real Isaiah Thomas, but the other Isaiah Thomas. The reason why he's
Yeah.
not playing in the NBA is because he got greedy. He got extremely greedy. He talked about how great he was as a 20 plus point a game scorer, but he forgot he's 5'9". Like he's not guarding nobody. Like you know what I'm saying? Like let's be real. He's not Muggsy Bowles. He's not leading people, leading point guards and steals. This dude is a
Mm,
5'9" point guard with a bad hip.
word. He's definitely not doing none of that stuff
Hell no.
that
So they
he
got his
that
ass up out of there.
with the quickness. And that's just what it comes down to is when you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing and you're not handling your business at the
Yeah,
level you're supposed to be, you go
you're
run into
replaceable.
issues, you go run into problems. Yeah, it's just like anywhere, just any
Yep.
job. Like, you're replaceable. You're just a number,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? Like because like I remember like even like when I worked at Coke, I think it was
Yeah.
Coke. We had a desire to have people. So what they started doing was when we had nobody, they kind of was like they would turn the other cheek to things like little things you would do, little
Yeah.
things you would do that that anyone could do, and then they're like, kind of whatever.
Hmm.
But then, like once you get fully staffed and it's really slow, guess what? These motherfuckers ain't got nothing but time on their hands. There
Yep.
ain't nothing going on. So what are they doing? Watching what the drivers are doing. And then, the driver would be like, oh, I did this, they be getting away with shit
Yeah.
all from April to October. And then November hit, you really January to like April. Like
Yeah.
is really like when you got to be careful. Them times hit, like, man, I was doing this before. Like, bro, it's slow. Don't do that. All you're gonna do is get your ass in trouble. It's the same thing.
Yep.
It's the same thing. It's just on a professional level. And like,
Yeah.
like, and then the other part, because you made a point before about, damn, 20 million to play basketball. Man, listen, I ain't saying that, like, oh, they get up and they play a game and that's how they
Right.
make money. I'm not saying, I'm not in spite of that. I'm not saying like, oh, I feel bad for them because that's their life. But like, let's be honest, like they still got to pay taxes like us,
Oh yeah, no
and
doubt.
and they got to pay six figures when they get taxed, right?
Sometimes a million.
Um, so, like you got taxes, then you got lawyers, you got agents, you got
Yeah.
managers, you
Yep.
got all that stuff. You got, and then you know, um, publicists and whoever else. So like, yeah, 20 mil sounds like a lot, but then like when you done paying all that, you like, ooh, this is what
Right.
I got left. I learned that from Taraji. Taraji P. Henson had said that she will do a movie, right? And let's say
Right.
that she gets paid 20 million to do that movie. Well,
Uh-huh.
when she gets paid before she even sees anything, Uncle Sam has already taxed half.
Mm-hmm.
Then once she pays all those people, because what people don't realize is if you're under a team for that actor, actress, player, like
Yeah.
what they do affects you. If they're not working, you're not working.
Of
So,
course.
once she pays her, like I said, her lawyers, her publicists, her agents, her, all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
once she pays all that, all those people, she's like, I'm lucky if I got 3, 4 million left, which still is good money. But when you come from 20 million, you got three. It's like shit, bro. I'd be mad when I get
Nah,
when
that
I check.
fight.
What? You what?
The next game, Robinson trying to
Oh
fight
boy,
Daniels.
man.
Get
I
Chip.
be my check be
Yeah.
like 1,100. I pay bills. I got 350 left. I'm like, nigga.
But see, okay, and I'm glad you said that because see, here's the thing: if you understand the game of half of it's tax, and then the other half is like through agencies and other things, then you got to understand that. Excuse me. Then you have to understand that when when you do negotiate, you got
Right.
to be able to show your value, increase your value. So, prime example, like we were saying with Dennis Schroeder, right? Getting paid 20 million. So let's say after tax, after everything else, he walks away with like I don't know 8 to 9 million. Let's say 10 million to
Yeah.
be exact, right? Let's say he walks away with $10 million cash. Then he's going to have to find a way to increase his value to make it 30 million next time he goes or go to the table with negotiation.
Right.
That's the key. That's the key. The key is to increase your value. Now, when you tell a person, hell no, I'm not taking a deal, if y'all don't offer me 30 right out the gate and I'm offering you 20, then guess what? I'm gonna look at you and say, well, you're ungrateful. And that's what we notice. All these big time owners, they do this to these athletes. They do this to these athletes and they do it on purpose. And I'll even go as far as saying they do it in Hollywood, like you said with Taraji P. Henson. Taraji P.
Yeah.
Henson is an amazing actress. She's an amazing
Absolutely.
actress. She has a very versatile way of acting, and she could do pretty much any type of role. However, there's a lot of roles that she turned down that she thought was not good enough or paying enough, And guess what? She missed out on millions. You know,
I
that's like
mean,
saying, would you rather get paid a big $10 million check, or would you rather get paid $1 million each year?
well, and the other thing is too, sometimes actors do make the wrong choice. Like
Yeah,
um like Will Smith, for example, turned down the Matrix to do Wild Wild West.
which was trash. I'm
Oh,
putting that on record. That
absolute.
was the worst movie to ever
And
come out in the theater.
he admitted it too. Wild Wild West was bad. What was it? Eddie Murphy picked Holy Man. I forget. He picked Holy Man over something.
Uh-huh.
But sometimes though, an actor will read a script and it might not fit them, or they may not
Yeah,
feel like it fits them. Could you see Will Smith in the Matrix? Like maybe he felt like he couldn't. It just wasn't for him.
right.
But yeah, but in the same breath, you're right. Sometimes it's like they miss out on it.
Yeah, and it happens, and it happened. But anyway, with that being said, I feel like there's got to be a level of humility. You got to be humble. You got to be humble. And
Absolutely,
time is money. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's not, but also don't try to go for the big lick when you can go out there and just get these small checks. You know, so
listen.
that's just my opinion.
Like I said, bro, someone can offer me $1 million tomorrow.
Hmm.
Guess what? I'm gonna take it. And like you said, while I'm working on that, while I'm working under that, I'm
Yeah,
figuring out how to make it next time 10 million, 20
exactly.
million, 30 million.
Yep.
Like, what can I bring to the table that's gonna get me, excuse me, that's gonna get me there?
Yeah. Prime example is Shannon Sharp. Shannon
Oh,
Sharp proved Shannon Sharp proved everything that we're saying, Mike. Shannon Sharp was on Fox Sports making I don't know how much, right?
yeah,
He did it. He did Undisputed. It was a good show. He made a name for himself. He built his brand under Fox Sports. Then he flipped it and turned it into his own podcast on the side. Now, this is before Stephen A. Smith had his podcast. This is before Skip Bayless had his own podcast. This is before Cam Newton had his own podcast. He was doing his podcast by himself. And you and I have watched it religiously. You know what I'm saying? And
absolutely.
he proved if you work on yourself, which he did, because I remember when Shannon Sharp was on Fox doing the games. Remember that? Remember he got fired from doing the games?
Yeah.
And I remember him being like really like not that good. He was stuttering. His vocabulary wasn't where it was once he got to the level where he was when he was doing his own podcast. So with that being said, he increased his value, increased his worth, and then eventually he became who he is today. So when ESPN decided to can him for some bull crap, which is still not even fair because that's his personal life. But when ESPN made that decision, he still had that $1 million plus deal on the table with volume. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
With his own podcast. And I respect Shannon Sharp because he's independent. And it might take a little bit longer, but he's independent and he's making it on his own. He don't need nobody. He doesn't need a big network. He got his own shit. So that's what I'm saying. Be humble and increase your value. That's it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, ooh, just want to real quick
Yeah.
just get through the rest of the series,
Okay.
that way, because we already coming up on time. I know we had the mishap, but
Yeah.
we just trying to pull it up here because I was using my phone before, but now okay, NBA scores. So we talked about them. Did we talk about the Hawks and the Knicks?
A little bit. We talked about it. Nothing too crazy. You know, they're playing
Okay.
right now as well. I think the Knicks are gonna wrap this up in 5.
Yeah. Oh, Suns and the Thunder.
Yes.
Another blowout.
Yeah. There's a lot of
Uh,
blowouts.
yeah, I'm just I'm not seeing it here. I don't think Phoenix has enough. And they've done all but commit to a rebuild. Like
Yeah.
like
They did everything but wave the white flag.
yeah, like seriously. Like it's like, bro, it's like at this point just commit to the rebuild.
Yeah.
Like you just need to commit to the rebuild, and things will get better for you because damn it, because you're not beating OKC.
No.
Like it's just not happening. Like you'll be lucky if you get a game. Like this to me has writ brooms all over it.
Yep.
Like
I agree.
like it's not even
And
close.
yeah.
Where
And I'll even say this. I would say I think they trade Devin Booker next season and just fully rebuild, blow this whole shit up.
you have to.
Yeah,
You have to at least consider it.
yeah, because Devin Booker, let's be real, Devin Booker did more in his career than we thought he could, being a person that was like a third or fourth option on a Kentucky team.
Yeah,
Like the man went to the finals. Not saying he won the championship, not saying that, but he went
but
to
he
the
went.
finals. Like you can't, you can't, you can't, you can't knock that. You know. Now, did they make their way back into contention after that? Hell no.
No.
But at least he got to the finals, and I think that's definitely something that's going to play a huge role in his legacy. And there's other stuff too, but you know, come on, move him along. Him and Giannis need to team up
So, hey, whether they want to do it in Phoenix or whether they want to do it in Milwaukee or go
somewhere.
somewhere else, just do it.
Go somewhere because I'm tired of seeing both of them crying and complaining about their careers. Especially Giannis. If Giannis don't leave Milwaukee this season, bro, I don't want to hear nothing about Giannis at all.
It's like, bro, this is on you at this point.
Yeah, like you're the problem. The whole time you're like complaining about abuse relationships, and you're an abuser.
Well, you enjoy being abused.
Yeah, but also you're a gaslighter. You like
True.
to gaslight people. So
True.
let's not get in trouble. I don't want to keep going.
Don't want to keep going down that path.
Yeah, they were like, well, are you saying women are victims? What? I didn't say none of that.
Like, how do we get here from there?
All right,
Uh,
next game. Next game. What else we got?
Pistons and the Magic is the only one we haven't discussed.
All right, and I was trying to wait for R&B, but I think it's not going to happen right now. But let's talk about it real quick. The Pistons are in trouble. I'm not saying they're done,
Already.
but the Detroit Pistons are looking like the Detroit Pit Stains. Okay, they're looking
Mm-mm.
like the Pit Stains, and it's bad because Cade Cunningham is one of my favorite point guards to watch. He actually helped me get to the fantasy finals in a lot of my teams that I had. He's a great point
Mm-hmm.
guard. However, Jalen Duran needs to get investigated. We got to see and check if he got a FanDuel account or DraftKings account, something. The man forgot how to play basketball last night. The man forgot how to play basketball last night. And I thought this thing was going to be a wrap. I mean, I honestly thought they was going to wrap it up with the Magic in the second half because I was like, okay, they're starting to catch up. They're getting their shots up and stuff like that because the Magic kept shooting threes. They kept
Yeah.
shooting threes and missing. So I said, okay, now the Detroit Pistons are going to put up some numbers, and they did. They tied up the game, but guess what? They never took a lead. this is the first time, and I don't know if stat people can check or not, but this is the first time since the shot clock era have a number one team in the East ever played a team in an 8 seed and never took a lead and lost a game. That is embarrassing, ladies and gentlemen. That is absolutely embarrassing. When you got somebody who you was talking about MVP about 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, y'all was talking about Cade Cunningham being the MVP, but yet he can't even get the lead in the game against the Orlando Magic. The Orlando Magic, who was in a play-in game and lost,
They had to
throw the
win.
whole team away.
They had to get to a second. They had to win 2 games to get
They
here.
literally had to play a second game and pray to God that they won to get into the playoffs. And they beat the Detroit Pistons at home and blew them out. Throw the whole team away, man. I don't want to hear no more. And by the way, sidebar, I got one more thing to say. Tobias Harris got the worst hands in the NBA. Pause.
I'll say this. I wasn't the biggest of believers in them. Detroit. Not saying they can't win,
Okay.
but what have I talked about? Championship pedigree.
Right.
And like I said, you have to win one to get that. Not saying they can't or they're not capable, but for you to come out here, like the Magic have been bad, like really bad, like almost like damn near unwatchable.
Yeah,
So
historically.
now you sit here and you look at things, you look at what they do. Detroit should have won this 4-0.
Yes.
Now we sit up here and we say Detroit's in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And if somehow, some way, Orlando pulls another one out, they win game because they've taken the advantage away. So now, if you win another one, we could be looking at some an upset, like that year Golden State beat Dallas in the first round when they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of issues we're looking at here. Like I completely expect Detroit to bounce back from this, but I mean it's like damn. What oh is it windy there, R&B?
Not really. It's y'all getting a lot of air. I got my
Yeah.
headset on. Hold on, let me mute myself.
No worries. Yeah, no. So I expect Detroit to bounce back, but I just didn't expect them to lose. This is a series I would have said they should win 4-0.
Right.
Like, and now we're here like damn.
At least 5.
Yeah, like they took the
Nah,
advantage away.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that.
You disagree that Detroit should have swept this series.
Yes, and the reason why, I think when I give my valid reason, and I think you both will agree with me on this, we have to remember Orlando was a team that we all expected to be a top 5 team in the East this year. But because of injuries, Paolo not really playing up to expectation due to a lot missing so many games due to injury this year. We know that Wagner went down. They slid and they were not the team that we all expected them to be. But Wagner back, which makes them a completely different team than said they're not the same team now that they were, 2.5 months ago. You know what I'm saying? This is at full strength now. Now, with that being said, I do expect for Detroit to, turn this thing around in game 2 and look a little bit more like Detroit. But I just wanted to say I disagree with that because this is not this is not an average an eighth seeded team that the Pistons are playing. You know what I'm saying? This is a team that had good, you could probably argue they had just as many expectations coming into the season as Detroit did, and because of injuries and stuff like that, as I related to before, it didn't go their way. But now, that they're fully healthy at the right time, was just so happens to be, the playoffs. Hey man, you never know. You never freaking know. Again, like
Okay.
I said, I do still expect Detroit to win this series, but what I'm saying, I think we kind of missed that a little bit when it came to Orlando.
You have a point, but even be that as it may, Detroit's dominated the Eastern Conference all season. I mean, they went in the first and didn't lose it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
there were just sometimes, you have expectations of a team. And Orlando, and I get what you're saying, but ultimately Orlando's been more bad than they have been good. That's the
Exactly.
only thing. I could see a gentleman sweep still though. But to your point, also to play devil's advocate, let's just hypothetically say the Magic win another game. I don't see Detroit losing game two, but they've lost at least temporarily home court advantage. Um,
Right.
so, they lose another game, three or four, like you just said, you never know. But to me, just watching what Detroit's done this season, which, I don't know if people expected them to be number one, but I can say that we all expected them to be towards the top of the league. I just didn't see it coming. Um, you know, that's all. That's all. Like I
Right.
just didn't see it coming. But Orlando is formidable. They're formidable, and a lot of stuff did go wrong for them, but I still think Detroit takes this series. I guess being that Orlando's got a game, I want to say gentleman sweep, but I'm gonna give it 6 games, um, in favor of Detroit.
Okay. And now let me just say this. The reason why I said this was a shock, and I feel like this is something I think we need to hit the warning sign before we actually fully wave the flag, is because listen, the Orlando Magic did exactly what the Orlando Magic is supposed to do. The Orlando Magic, yes, I had them favored as like a top four team before the season started, right? But when I watch how bad Desmond Baines fits with this team and how this man plays like he ain't got no arms, I said, yo, they're done. They're cooked. Okay, the Orlando Magic is cooked. Franz Wagner went down with an injury,
You
and
know,
that dude,
you know why that is, though, Raj. You know why that is.
why?
Hmm?
No, tell me why.
Oh, I ain't know you heard me, but Orlando's problem is that they don't have a traditional point, and they put the ball in the hands of Desmond Bain and
Mm,
Bankero and Jalen Suggs and Desmond Bain. Don't get me wrong, even Bankero to a certain degree are all really good ball handlers, and they can get you some assists, but they're not what you would call run the offense type of player, especially Bankero.
right,
More so speaking on Bane and Suggs, they're not run the offense type of players. They're bucket getters. So
right.
what I'm saying. That's why I think that we haven't seen the best of Desmond Bain because he's being asked to do something that's a little bit out of his role.
But I also feel like Desmond Bain is like trying to prove something. You know how to like, okay, let me say this. You know how like you see a big blockbuster trade and you like, yo, this person's the person that's gonna change the team. I think in Desmond Bain's mind, when they gave up all them damn draft picks, he in his mind, he said, "Yo, I'm that dude. Like I'm the number two guy. You're not the number two guy. You're the number three guy. We just need you on the team to just be the number three guy." So he started to do uncharacteristic things like just chuck up shots and not play good defense. Like I said last night, he proved it. The dude can't shoot. Like he plays like he don't have no arms. And like it's hard to
Right.
watch somebody that's a potential all-star that could put up 20 points, damn near 20 points a game when he's in Memphis, not be that guy. But what I was going to say is the Orlando Magic did exactly what they were supposed to do towards the end because you have Franz Wagner go out with injury. Dude was gone for like 70 games, right? You had Paolo Banchero forget how to play basketball. Out of nowhere, he forgot how to play basketball during the play-in game. And then number three, there was nobody, like you said, orchestrating the offense. There's no point guard. They got like a whole bunch of shooting guards playing point guards, like Jalen Suggs. So with that being said, it's still a shock to me because now I'm looking at this team and I'm like, all right, the Pistons supposed to at least get a lead. They couldn't even get a lead during the game. Now, once again, like I said, you got Jalen Duren. We got to check his FanDuel account. That man couldn't get a bucket for nothing. I think he had 7 points the whole entire night. He played at least 30 minutes. Then,
Yeah.
what's the name? Missed like 7 free throws. Jenkins. So it was. What I'm saying is, it was a huge disappointment. It was a huge disappointment. I'm not writing them off. I'm not saying it's over. But what I am saying is, if they can't figure out how to play like they played during the regular season, then the Orlando Magic can potentially beat them in 6 games. And that's not a good look because this will be a number 1 seed that went down to a number 8 seed that was in a play-in and barely made it in.
But I'm not saying I don't disagree with you that if the Pistons lose, it's not a good look because I totally agree with that. But what
Yeah.
I'm also trying to, bring to the table is that I think we are totally underestimating who Orlando is. Like who Orlando is this season. Like this is not a Golden State Warriors, against Dallas Mavericks. This is from 2000, the We Believe or whatever. This is an actual
A playoff contending
this
team?
team. This is actual playoff contending team coming into this season. You know what I'm saying? What many thought to be anyway coming into the
Okay.
season, a playoff contending team. They're not the average eighth seed. That's all I'm saying. They're not the average eighth seed.
Okay. Yeah. I get it. I get it. But
Absolutely.
let me ask you this one thing though, R&B. Do you feel that Cade
Yes, sir.
Cunningham is 100% right now? Like playing 100% with the lung situation?
Uh, Probably not, but I can't give him that excuse because he's out on the floor. Number one, and number two, everybody's under 100% at this point in the season, so I can't give him
That's
that.
okay.
Absolutely. Well, I know we had some technicals tonight. And R&B was moving and all that jazz. However, we're about at that time for the night. Um, I guess we'll be back. I don't know, Sunday or no, Monday. Monday next week. Yeah, Monday, because you probably got work this week. So we'll be back Monday. My job is starting at 7. They told me I can start at 7 on Mondays now. So that'll free me up on a perfect day to be done at a better time. So we'll be all right. So
Um,
yeah, no. Was there anything else you guys
real
wanted to
quick,
say or cover? Yep, go ahead.
Mike. If you if you guys are okay with doing a later show on Sunday, I can be available. Sunday, like if we did like Sunday evening or something like that, just throwing it out there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Uh, when you say evening, you mean like 6? Like we would do it on normally on on a Monday, like 7.
Yeah, or it don't even make 3, 4, 5. Because
I
I
mean,
go take care of what I take care of early in the day. So I'm normally back to the house. I should be back to the house no later than maybe about 1 o'clock, 1:30.
oh, okay. I mean, hey, we can do 3, or we can aim for 3 or 4. That
You know,
that's cool with me. I just have to, I
Yeah,
don't
that's
think it
cool.
should be an issue. All right, yeah. So we'll aim for
Let's do
Sunday,
it Sunday.
3, 4 o'clock. I mean, if you want, sure there'll be a game on. Maybe we can kind of stream a game, go over some topics while we're at it. Um,
Yeah.
we didn't get to the draft, so we can definitely talk about that as well.
When is
Because
the
that's
draft? Is it
this.
Thursday?
I think it's this week,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah, I know they said
it's
72
Thursday,
hours.
ain't it?
I don't think it's. I think it's either
Should be.
Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, should
Okay.
be Wednesday or Thursday for sure. That's normally the day that
Lit.
it
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, we'll
absolutely.
cover that. We'll cover
comes
that. And
on.
I don't know what game comes on Sunday, but we'll cover the playoff game. We'll do like a live reaction game type situation.
Yeah, yeah. Like, hold on. I'll look it up real quick. What game's on at that time? Because then, yeah, then we could kind of just double down on that. And really, iPad, you're going to be a pain in my behind now. Hold on. Uh, let's see. NBA scores. So Sunday at 3:30 would be the Spurs and the Trailblazers.
Sounds good. We'll cover that.
All right, sounds good, bro. You
Sounds
gentlemen.
sounds sounds booty, but we don't have a choice.
Who knows? They might keep it competitive. Who knows, man?
I mean, well, let's
Yeah.
see. Hold on, let's
I
look.
mean,
Hold
the
on.
Knicks. The Hawks are keeping it competitive right now with the Knicks, 46,
I
47. So
mean, the 7 o'clock games, the Celtics and the Sixers. But if that holds
that's
like this week, then
I
Monday.
was about to say the crazy part about it though is that a lot of people were kind of expecting Atlanta to fuck around and upset New York. So
yeah.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you what. The Knicks in trouble if they lose this game. They go back to Atlanta.
and you said the score is what?
46-47. New York is the Knicks, but it's the second quarter. So But I'm just saying if they find a way to beat them, it's not a good look. You don't want to lose home court advantage. You're a top 3 seed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, all right, gentlemen. Well, yep,
All right.
Sunday.
Yeah,
Sunday.
we'll do.
You said 3.
Yeah, we'll come on 3, and then we'll do the game thing, and then we'll go from there.
Sounds good.
All right, guys, y'all have a good night. R&B get some rest after all that
All right.
moving.
Yes,
All
sir.
right,
Peace.
peace.
Man, I gotta go. I gotta go home and put my bed together and be up for work in the morning. I appreciate
Oh boy, shoot, I know how that go, bro. Get some
it.
rest.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.